Hey folks, Dan the Produce Man here along with my good produce pal,
Guido the Gardener.
Yes folks, late summer, but one of the just shining stars of the season, this glow of summer. The melons that grow here in California are over the top. Grown down in the Central Valley and Yuma and Brawley and all that area.
Anywhere where it's hot and they've got enough water, they can grow marvelous melons.
When you're hot, you're hot.
And when you're not,
that's right, you're not. That's right.
You're not.
So we're going to go over some of these melons that are available in the store now. We've grown up, at least Guido and I, and hopefully many people have
Well, we
watching.
haven't totally grown up.
No, but physically grown up with your standard melons, your honeydews, your crenshaws, your casabas, and cantaloupes, and all the other.
A lot of old melons, a lot of new melons.
So we're going to go over some of the new ones today, okay?
There's a lot of them.
So Savor Fresh Farms has developed these kiss melons from Asian varieties. And there's the summer kiss, the sugar kiss, the lemon kiss, the honey kiss, but not the kiss of death. Guido, what do we have first here in the kiss melons?
This one is the lemon kiss.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a big grapefruit you had there.
That would be one heck of a grapefruit. This one here, it's smoother skinned melon. As you can see, some of the other ones have nets to them. And one way you know when this melon is ripe is the background color is more of a yellow, kind of a gold. Disregard the green. Look at that background color. It should be nice and golden. Also, the blossom end. That's the blossom end of every melon's got a stem end and a blossom end, and the blossom end should be fairly soft on any melon. But this one here, look at that beautiful, beautiful color.
Yeah, this one's a white interior, and it's called a lemon kiss because the flavor of it has a mild citrus flavor to it, kind of like a lemon lime flavor. So that's what we're going for here. Guido, give that a try. And I'll give it a try too.
Yeah.
So it has the perfect actual sugar and tartness of the citrus and the sugar of the melon. Absolutely
There's a background
delicious
flavor to this that's very, very
Wow.
different. If you're expecting, an orange flesh honeydew or the muskiness of a cantaloupe, this is very different. It's got an undercurrent of citrus. Also, one characteristic that you'll find in all of these kiss melons, which is where a lot of melon breeding is going, is that the texture, unlike the old-fashioned crenshaws or casabas that we're used to, tend to be a little bit more crisp.
Yes, which makes it a fantastic fruit salad addition.
Yeah.
So if you're putting peaches and pluots and grapes and berries into a fruit salad and you want a little bit of crispness, one of these kiss melons will really work out. The other thing which we don't have here on the table is the Korean melon and the Japanese. I think it's called Asaka or Akasa melon as well.
They tend to be a little bit smaller, more elliptical kind of
very
shape.
Sweet and very crisp. Next up is the summer kiss. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nothing like a kiss on a hot summer day or a warm summer night. Well, we've got one right here.
Now, the way to pick these types of melons with the netting is you look at the background color of the netting, and you want it that kind of a golden color as opposed to a green color. And also, again, the blossom end, you want to have a little bit of give to it.
So this is a slightly milder in sweetness, okay, but it has the flavor is outstanding. So we're going to cut a piece here, and Guido and I are going to
the color of this is more like a Gallia melon,
which you have right there, correct? Yeah. Actually resembles it in flavor as well.
Yeah. The flavor of this one is more perfumey.
Yes, there you go. That makes more sense.
Like this Gallia melon. And a little firmer. Very, very satisfying though.
Summer kiss.
More kisses. More kisses. We got a sugar kiss.
Now the sugar kiss, let's cut that one because it looks a little riper. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Let me feel this.
All right, let's look at it.
Actually, I like the feeling of this one better. Okay, so this is sugar kiss.
I got a feeling.
And this is the sweetest of all the kiss melons. And we don't have all the kiss melons here, but this is the sweetest of all the kiss melons.
And one thing, folks, you're going to
This
notice.
was a salmon interior and a.
Yeah, that's got like a Charente kind of look to it.
Actually, one of these is a cross between a Charente.
The
and,
Golden Kiss.
Oh,
has
which we don't
Charente.
have. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
Smaller melon, easier to eat. See, one of the other things that's happening in the world of melons, and it's been happening for a long, long time, is that we're actually moving away from these major 4 or 5 pound melons because, you know, families are smaller and they don't have the time or the inclination to go to
Would you like to fit this in your refrigerator?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Melons are getting smaller. Watermelons, you know, you got the little icebox kind of melons, and just smaller melons in general.
What you have right over here, a small watermelon.
Yeah.
And, you know, I remember we were doing a radio show a few decades ago. And our guest was Marty Matsante, and he was one of the founders of the mini watermelon. He brought them to the studio.
The Pure Heart?
Yeah, the Pure Heart, right.
Yeah.
Before they were even released, he brought them to the studio, and we were trying them in the studio, and we were blown away at this small watermelon.
Yeah.
And of course, it took off like crazy because, come on, I mean, you know.
Take up, well, the generic term for them was icebox melon.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
They were smaller, you could store them easier. And also, like with that Pure Heart, with that watermelon, it was supposed to resemble the flavor and the texture of the heart of a big, massive watermelon.
Correct, with a very thin
If you
skin.
taste, these melons have been hanging around in that summer heat for a long time, so the flavor is really there. I've got a Tuscan melon. The Tuscan melon, it's got the look of an old-fashioned musk melon.
Right, from which the cantaloupe was derived from.
With ridges in there.
Ridges.
Yeah, and the way to tell if that is ripe is you look at the background color. Again, if it's got that yellowish, goldish color to it.
This is a perfectly ripened melon.
Yeah, well, and it's got some give to it.
Yeah, some give and the gold cast. But you're not going to find this in the winter, especially on cantaloupes and even the Tuscan melons, because they have to travel longer, which means they're not going to be as ripe as they are when we get them from California. So this is why you want to eat melons July, August, September, and even into October, because it's when they're the best.
Yeah. See, because a melon only gains sugar when it's on the vine. The sugar becomes available as the melon softens, but you're only going to get the sugar up until the point that it's picked. That's a beautiful melon.
You took the words right out of my mouth, brother.
And the other trend in cantaloupes, and this has been going on again for a long, long time, is look at the cavity. It's real small. So that serves two purposes. If you are thinking about a case of melons like this, the smaller the cavity, the more melon you're going to get. So you can ship more weight in the same size box. Also, the melon itself is easier to ship because there's more mass to the melon.
So if you're a retailer, sell them by the pound.
Yeah, sell them by the pound, by these. But that's really what's happening, is you've got all these small little cavities. And for us as the consumer, is you actually get more meat. So what was the flavor of that one like?
Right there.
So the Tuscan is basically a high-class cantaloupe. Boy, we're going to be eating good after this. Look at all the melons we got.
Standard cantaloupe, folks. Late in the season, a cantaloupe will not have the gold cast that it usually has May, June, July, August. September and October, you're going to get this green cast on the varieties that are the later varieties. But they're still really, really good. And again, you're still very salmon colored inside. But you want to check. The flavor is still there. See, look at that.
You want to check the softness of the melon. If it's got some give, it's ready. All right.
Hey, don't take the whole thing.
That one's yours.
You know,
musky.
You can't beat the old standbys, the old varieties.
That's a bankable melon.
That is.
Yeah.
That's absolutely delicious.
Little firmer, but it's got that true
cantaloupe flavor.
Yeah, that musky flavor to it.
Here's one of my favorites.
Oh, I know.
And just the smell of these. I mean,
which one? This one here is the orange flesh honeydew.
Oh,
orange dew.
Just my absolute. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's my absolute favorite melon.
One thing I remember Dan saying a long, long time ago about the orange flesh honeydew, he goes, it is so sweet. It is bubble gum sweet. It'll hurt your teeth.
Oh, yeah, right. Yes, that's true.
I
yeah.
remember that.
Bazooka Joe, baby.
Now, with the orange flesh honeydew, you actually want it more orange than that.
But do you see the waxy surface? You want to feel the surface. If it's nice and waxy, meaning it's not smooth, boy, it's going to be
That's
nice
when the
and
sugar
good.
comes
Yes.
out. Yeah.
And it sticks to your fingers a little bit. But there's also a little bit of a give as well, who you want.
Yeah.
A nice give that. You're going to say something else about it?
Well, yeah. When you run your hands around the melon and it gets dusty, tacky on your hands, like you got to wash your hands, that's a really good sign. See that?
Look at that.
That's actually riper than I thought it was going to be.
That is just so beautiful. But I decided to shave my head today so I can match the melons. You know, there's another video on this YouTube channel called How to Pick a Watermelon. Has over 6.4 million views. And the comments are so out of hand, I can't control them all. There's people in there saying, you don't know what you're talking about. Oh, yellow watermelons, they're GMO. I mean, it's just crazy comments, but my favorite one is, your head looks like a melon.
Hey, Dan, I'm telling you, my teeth hurt. This is really good.
Okay, it's over for me now because that was my favorite. Okay, this is called
the hammy melon.
He calls it a hammy, I call it a hammy.
Hammy, hammy.
You say hammy, I say hammy.
You say hammy, I say hammy. Well, let's go
Talk about
to
a
town.
hammy. All right, this is a really nice melon. This is an Asian melon.
It's probably the most popular Asian style melon, is the hammy melon.
You can hear and feel the crispness when you cut it.
And the color, again, with the background color.
Now hear that?
Yeah, it's crisp. You can hear it.
Yeah, and that's a good thing about this melon.
Very different though. The texture is different. Here, I'm talking with my mouth full.
Now, Kiss Melons has one, a hammy, and they call it a
golden. No, honey kiss.
Honey kiss? Whatever they call it.
Too many kisses. No, you can never get too many kisses.
Here's another one of my absolute favorites.
I just like it because of the name.
Well, okay, this is the deal with this though. Okay?
All right, go ahead.
This originally was called a Christmas melon. Okay?
That's right, Santa Claus melon.
Well, they called it Christmas melon because it was the only melon that at Christmas time they were still harvesting, packing, and selling. Then it got the nickname Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
And it was, pretty popular at the time. Then it kind of slipped off the popularity radar there. And then about 6 or 7 years ago, I see these at one of the wholesalers, stacks and stacks of them. I said, hey, how much are those melons right there? And he says, oh, $3. A box.
A box. Holy cow.
Why? Are you trying to get rid of them?
$20 or $22 for a box of melons.
Oh, yeah.
That's to
so
give you an idea.
He says, it's something new they call frog skin. Look on the side of the box. PL, blah, blah, blah. PL de Sapo.
Yeah.
Somebody brought it back and gave it fancy names. Frog skin, PL de Sapo.
But it's an old school Christmas melon.
It is. It's a Christmas melon, Santa Claus for short, and it is a really, really good melon.
It's got a very tough rind to it. It's tough to cut through, but this has a real, see, look at that.
Is that gorgeous or what?
Beautiful. And it's not a honeydew. People think that any melon that's got that kind of greenish cast is a honeydew, but it ain't. Okay, what do we got?
Could be a little riper, but
I think I got too much rind on that one.
Try that one then.
All right.
That's it. Now let's do an original Chantre. Which the Chantre and the Gallia is what the Golden Kiss melon is a cross between those two.
The Charente melon is an old school European French melon, like a breakfast melon.
Yeah.
It is very soft, very perfumey. Is that mine?
Yeah, go ahead. This is so small that I've got to cut a couple of pieces. I never liked that glue aftertaste of these melons.
So it's real soft. It's a very delicate melon. The Gallia melon. Originally, this was bred in Israel.
Right. Yeah, a lot of melons come from that area.
It's green inside. When this is really soft, it's got that. The best way to describe it, I described the other one, is perfumey. You can taste this melon before you taste it, because your nose tastes it. Look how juicy.
When these
is.
are too, I like overripe melons, but when this one is too overripe, I get that kind of chemical model glue
acidic,
flavor out of it.
That one's good, but it's a little flat. This particular melon is a little flat.
All right, the winner today for me is still the orange fleshed honeydew. Period, hands down.
Yeah,
things haven't changed.
For straight sugar, the orange flesh honeydew. I kind of like the Tuscan melon. It had that older school kind of muskmelon, cantaloupe flavor, but a very nice texture to it. But there's lots to choose from late summer, even early into the fall, with these consumer-friendly size melons.
That Summer Kiss came in probably number 2 on that list.
Yeah, that was very good too. Hard to go wrong with any of them.
All right, so that's melons, folks. Get them now, because between the end of September here and into October, they're going to start disappearing. And then they're going to start coming in from actually just south of the border.
Yes.
At least.
Mexico, Central America. We'll get them out of Guatemala, Honduras, everywhere.
Exactly.
But right now, they're all California grown.
Yeah, so that's what you want, the California grown that is ripened in the fields. Folks, make sure that when you buy your melons in the store, that when you get them home, you wash them in your sink before you cut into them, just to keep yourself from getting any contamination, just like you wash anything else. All right? Okay. Is that it, Guido?
I think we're meloned out.
All right, folks, that's melons. I'm Dan the Produce Man, saying it's always best when you get it fresh.
And I'm Guido the gardener, and I'll tell you what my Nonna Bessie always told me. Manja!